Okay, here we go. Yo, good evening, everyone from the USA, all over the world, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka Lonely Nomad, aka The Gregonator, aka YouTuber, host with the most, and rookie podcaster of Queens, New York. And you are now rocking with the 94th episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast. And we have a great show for you today. First and foremost, if you are new to the channel, a new listener, and a new viewer or watcher from the YouTube community universe, don't worry, I got you back on the previous episodes of where you can look through. All you need to do is go subscribe to the YouTube channel, G Money Stacks 555. Make sure you enable alerts alongside with the notification bell. Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes and the topics. Plus, stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes that was recorded, and it will be automatically uploaded and posted to the YouTube channel page. Make sure you download your favorite episodes alongside with the um alongside with share the videos. Make sure you download your favorite episodes. Of course, don't forget to share the episodes as well. And I will go over the streaming platforms on the go after the show. Now, listen. Also, don't forget to turn your notifications on Instagram on the following Instagram handles, which is of course Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast, Excellent Fun Vibrant podcast, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, and of course um mine is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. So you never know when I might go on Instagram live on the podcast pages. So you never know. So turn your notifications on. It's very important. All right. Now that I got that out the way, I'd like to turn my attention to the first segment. Before I even get to chatting or the jazz, I would like to turn my first segment to, um, of course, mental health check-in. And of course, this is a segment about your well-being, what you're going through, mentally, physically, and spiritually, and stuff like that. Um, and this one pertains to the other day as I was watching. Hold on a minute here. This pertains to the other day while I was watching Nick Cannon's daytime talk show, and this is pertaining to his son that actually um lost his life to brain to a brain tumor. And I am going to actually, inform you on what a brain tumor is and what are the effects and symptoms behind it. So let me fill you in. All right. Um, all right, I'm gonna fill you in on this thing. So bear with me. Okay. So this is what a brain tumor is, folks. So don't worry. A brain tumor is a mass or growth of abnormal cells in your brain. Many different types of brain tumors exist. Some brain tumors are non-cancerous, benign, and some brain tumors are cancerous, malignant. Brain tumors can begin in your brain. Primary brain tumors or cancer can begin in other parts of your brain. No, excuse me, parts of your body and spread to your brain as secondary metastatic brain tumors. Whew. How quickly a brain tumor grows can vary greatly. The growth rate, as well as the location of a brain tumor, determines how it will affect the function of your nervous system. Brain tumor treatment options depend on the type of brain tumor you have, as well as its size and location. The symptoms is the signs and symptoms of a brain tumor vary greatly and depend on the brain tumor size, location, and rate of growth. General signs and symptoms caused by brain tumors may include new onset or change in pattern of headaches, headaches that gradually become more frequent and more severe, unexplained, nausea or vomiting, vision problems such as blurred vision, double vision, or loss of peripheral vision, gradual loss or sensation or movement in an arm or leg, difficulty with balance, speech difficulties, feeling very tired, confusion in everyday matters, difficulty making decisions, inability to follow simple commands, personality or behavior changes, seizures, especially in someone who doesn't have a history of seizures, um, hearing problems. Yeah. Um, so the causes of the brain tumor. Okay. Primary brain tumors originate in the brain itself or in tissues close to it, such as in the brain covering membranes, cranial nerves, pituitary gland, or pineal gland. Primary brain tumors begin when normal cells develop changes in in their DNA, which is mutations, folks. Um, a cell's DNA contains the instructions that tell a cell what to do. The mutations tell the cells to grow and divide rapidly and to continue living when healthy cells would die. The result is a mass or abnormal cells, which forms a tumor. In adults, primary brain tumors are much less common than are secondary brain tumors, in which cancer begins elsewhere and spreads to the brain. Many different types of primary brain tumors exist. Each gets its name from the type of cells involved. Examples include um, gliomas. These tumors begin in the brain or spinal cord, or include atroc- atrocitomas and ependymomas, glioblastomas, um, olig- oligostro, olig- oligostrocytomas, um, and let me just move on to the next. Um, meningiomas. A meningioma is a tumor that arises from the membranes that surround your brain and spinal cord. Most mean, mean meningiomas are non-cancerous. Acoustic um, neomas. These are benign tumors that develop on the nerves that control balance and hearing, leading from your inner ear to your brain. Pituitary um, adenomas. These are tumors that develop in the pituitary gland at the base of the brain. These tumors can affect the pituitary hormones with effects throughout the body. Um, um, medulloblastomas. These cancerous brain tumors are most common in children, though they can occur at any age. A med- medulloblastoma starts in the lower back part of the brain and tends to spread through the spinal fluid. Sheesh. Um, hang on a sec. Um, yeah. Germ cell tumors may develop during childhood where the testicles or ovaries will form, but sometimes germ cell tumors affect other parts of the body, such as the brain, cranial cranial um foreign geomas. These are tumors start near the brain's pituitary gland, which secretes um hormones that control many body functions. As cranial cranial foreign geoma slowly grows, it can affect the pituitary gland and other structures near the brain. Of course, yeah. So that's this that these are the symptoms of brain tumors. Okay, I wanted to actually inform. Hold on. I wanted to act. I wanted to actually inform everybody before I got into the Nick Cannon story about what a brain tumor is and what the symptoms are and what are the causes and stuff like that. So, as I get into it, I'm gonna give my verdict on how I could actually relate. So there you go. Um, hang on a minute, folks. My gosh, wow, wow. Um, okay, here we go. So, oh man. Okay, so in of course in the mental health check-in that we're going to be talking about is Nick Cannon. Of course, he is basically mourning in an unimaginable loss. The 41-year-old TV personality announced Tuesday on the Nick Cannon show that his youngest son, 5-month-old Zen, died of brain cancer or a subsequent tumor. Um, damn. Cannon and Alyssa Scott welcomed Zen back in June, making him Cannon's seventh child. Over the weekend, I lost my youngest son to a condition called hydro hydros hydrocephalus. Hold on. Hold on. Let's look this up, man, because hydrocephalus. Let's look this up, man, because this is something I never heard of when I was in school, man, actually. So it's hydros. Here we go. Um, okay. Okay. All right. So hydrocephalus is characterized by head enlargement in infants. Adults and older children experience headache, impaired vision, cognitive difficulties, loss of coordination, and incontinence. Wow. Wow. Actually, so what is the cause, you ask? Yeah, that's crazy, man. So hydrocephalus is caused by an imbalance between how much cerebral spinal fluid is produced and how much is absorbed into the bloodstream. Cerebral spinal fluid is produced by tissues lining in ventricles of the brain. Yeah. Um, let's see. Damn. So what causes it? Hydrocephalus can permanently damage the brain, causing problems with physical and mental development. If untreated, it is usually fatal. With treatment, many people lead normal lives with few limitations. Treatment usually involves surgery to insert a shunt. Oh boy. Yeah. And how can it be treated? Um, the most common treatment for hydrocephalus is the surgical insertion of the drainage system called a shunt. It consists of a long, flexible tube with a valve that keeps fluid from the brain flowing in the right direction and at the proper rate. One end of the tubing is usually placed in one of the brain's ventricles. Hmm. Oh boy. Um. Man, this is wow. Wow. How long does a shunt last? Okay, shunting is successful in reducing pressure in the brain in most people. VP shunts are likely to require replacement after several years, especially in small children. The average lifespan of an infant's shunt is 2 years. Adults and children over the age of 2 may not need a shunt replacement for 8 or more years. Wow. Okay. You know what? Let me just keep going with the story, man. You guys are more welcome to actually do some research on this word hydrocephalus. Um, Let me just continue with this story. Because I feel like this is important to actually, know about. Um, and I actually want to, you know, take the time to actually, show my condolences to Nick Cannon who lost his son. And it's not easy to, you know, it's not easy to actually, go through each day in dark times, knowing that you're not gonna see one of your loved ones, especially if they're going through something on the inside or whatever. Um and look, I may not have kids or whatever, but I do know what it feels like to lose somebody. Like take me for example. I lost my pops, I lost my older sister. Thank goodness I still have a second sister. Um, I lost my aunt. I lost a few high school friends. Um, I lost a college friend, and I lost my uncle 2 years ago, same year back to back, which was 2019. And believe me, I really believe in. Let me just put myself on screen here. Believe me, I really empathize with what Nick Cannon is going through. I mean, it's it's difficult to actually it's difficult to imagine um what he's going through. I mean, the reason I could relate is because, I know what it's like to lose somebody. I may not have kids, but I do know what it's like to lose a friend, a family member, um, whatever it is. It's just it kind of made me broken at one point though. But you know, there you know what? Let me just save my final thoughts on this after I continue with this story, all right? So just bear with me. I know I'm sounding like I'm choking up here, but I'm really trying to hang in there. So just stay with me and just stay with me and bear with me, all right? All right. Okay. Um so so the hydrocephalus, that is pretty much a malignant midline brain tumor, brain cancer, he said on his show. According to the Mayo Clinic, hydrocephalus is the buildup of fluid in the cavities ventricles deep within the brain. The excess fluid increases the size of the ventricles and puts pressure on the brain. And he said, in quote, I always noticed he had a cough, and so I wanted to check it out. He said he had this interesting breathing, and by the time he was 2 months, I noticed he had this nice sized head too, a cannon head. We didn't think anything of it, but I wanted to take him to the doctor for his sinus and breathing. We thought it would be routine. The family quickly discovered that it was not a routine visit and that Zen had fluid building in his head and it was a malignant tumor. The baby had brain surgery and a shunt to drain the fluid. Um, Kenny shared that things took a turn for the worse at Thanksgiving. Ultimately, it was cancer in the brain, and the tumor began to grow a lot faster. And so we knew that time was he began before getting choked up. This weekend, I made a valid effort to spend the most quality time I could spend with Zen. We woke up on Sunday. I got to spend the weekend with him, and I woke up on Sunday and was like, I feel like I want to go to the water. We got a chance to go to the ocean. Canon Dentifrice shared that he held his son for the last time this weekend. He said, in quote, I didn't know how I was going to handle today, but I just wanted to grieve with my family, he told viewers, adding that he's at work so soon after because this is all he knows. Calling the episode a special show dedicated to my beautiful son Zen. Um, Cannon will be taking some time off. A source tells ET um, that his show was scheduled to have two show tapings on Monday, including a live show. Those were both unexpectedly canceled on Sunday, and a pre-tape schedule, no pre-tape episode was aired on Monday instead. An additional source close to the production of the show also tells ET that the crew and the studio audience were all shocked by the devastating news. The source says they were all unaware of the tragic and extremely personal announcement Nick was going to make about the loss of his youngest child, Zen, during the live show this morning. All right. All right. Let me just get my verdict on this thing, man. Look, folks, let me tell you something. And the reason why I added Nick Cannon to the mental health check-in segment is because, like I always say at the end of the show, I always say you reach out, make sure you reach out to your loved ones, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your friends, husbands and wives and stuff like that. I say that to say that in terms of moral support, you know what I'm saying? Mental health is part of a psychology category from what I was being told by a streamer before I got on the air. I wanted to actually find out if mental health and emotional health was part of the psychology category, and it is. It's about what's on the inside, not what's on the outside of a person. Um, and it can be scary. And yeah, and yeah, I remember a cousin of mine, shout outs to my cousin Ben Chuming, who actually told me when we was at um the funeral for Uncle Sinclair, while I was also mourning the loss of a college friend of mine. You can't really choose which one hurts the most. You really can't choose which one hurts the most. And from what I was told by him is that time does heal all wounds. It may relieve you of the pain in the heart, but it won't get rid of the emotional scars. And emotional scars doesn't always have to be something bad. You know what I'm saying? Emotional scars could be reminders. Yeah, reminders, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure, everybody out there know what it feels like to lose someone, not just a child, but the people you care about, you know what I'm saying? So, everybody got one life to live, man. And you know, you don't want to take it for granted. And believe me, it's a day by day process. Everybody grieves differently, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's not a crier. I'm not even a crier myself. I mean, emotionally speaking, on the inside, I was broken. The same way Nick Cannon is going through right now. He's broken right now. You know what I mean? And I wanna dedicate this episode to give condolences to Nick Cannon and the family, and I'm sorry for the loss. Sorry for your loss, and I hope um you're able to get the strength and energy that you need to get through this dark time of grief. Um, um, whatever is what guilt, anger, whatever it is. And you know what though, man? I'll tell you this though. Um, Crying is not a sign of weakness. It never was. And for those idiots and ignorant motherfuckers who say that it's a sign of weakness, and you telling people and you telling people to be tough and be a man and stuff like that, but at the same time, like you gotta unlearn certain stuff that you was taught by your parents, man. You really have to, because at the end of the day, um, everybody deals with things differently, and I feel like this whole idea of being strong is one thing, but when it comes to losing somebody, you end up feeling broken. You end up falling apart, and I kind of feel that too. And yeah, so the point that I'm trying to make here on this podcast is make sure you reach out to your loved ones. Make sure you show moral support and some empathy and compassion, because you never know what you might be going through and what those individuals might be going through. You know what I mean? So just please leave your ignorance in the bag. Put it to the side and just be there for the person, for moral support and what you can to be the best friend and the best person that you could be. And it's not about being perfect. Being perfect is not a, it's just fake. This is not a time for fakeness. We all need healing. You know what I mean? We all need healing, especially after a tough loss like this. And yeah. So please make sure you try to be there for somebody that you care about, that you've been friends with, and you know, try to be the best person that you could be. And And of course, like I said, man, you can't really tell someone how to grieve, man. You know what I mean? And I say this from the token of my heart that there's stages of grief. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, you know, you can't blame yourself for what happened, and you can't really worry about the what ifs, because the what ifs is what's gonna make you feel like you're gonna keep blaming yourself, and that's not healthy. That's not healthy for your health and the sake of your mental health. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you guys learn from all this and from what I've experienced in losses. I have my fair share of losses and stuff. So please do me a favor and show some compassion, show some love to people. Stop the hate and congratulate. Period. All right. Um, Now that I got that out the way, now we could go on to the next segment right here is, of course, we have chatting all the jazz. In this week's chatting all the jazz, we are going to get into some topics. Now, I didn't get a chance to cover this story in regards to the Migos doing a tribute to Young Dolph. So we're going to talk about that after. We're going to talk about that as well. So let's get into this. Um, so hip hop community is still mourning following the tragic loss of Young Dolph last week. Actually, yeah, this was 2 weeks ago. But anyway, during their performance at Power 105.1 Powerhouse concert in New Jersey on Sunday, November 21st, Migos took a moment to pay tribute to the fallen Memphis native. Hey, cut the lights off, Quavo began. We like to say we lost a brother. You dig what I'm saying? And if you love Young Dolph, we love Young Dolph. I need you to put a light in the sky. You dig what I'm saying? That's that's my dog. On the count of three, if you Young Dolph say long live Young Dolph. Hmm, that was dope, man. That's pretty dope. So Amigos and Young Dolph collaborate on numerous occasions throughout their careers, with the first taking place on Dolph's 2014 cross-country trapping mixtape cut Thank the Plug. Dolph then returned the favorite the following year on the ATL Trios, Dirk Nowitzki. Uh, Migos then hopped on Gelato's Drop It Off in 2017. They also teamed up on a couple of tracks alongside Gucci Mane, such as Skr and Semi Pack. The paper route Empire Boss was shot and killed on November 17th in his hometown of Memphis by two assailants while he was buying cookies at a local bakery. No arrests in the case have been made, but the getaway white Mercedes Benz vehicle has been recovered and linked to a separate murder. Ooh, okay, okay. Let's see if there's any more. Let's see if there's any more stuff. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I need to do a Travis Scott update. Of course, previously I did see a video of him and a picture of him at a golf course with Michael Jordan, Mark Wahlberg, and stuff like that. But um, this is what's happening here. So, of course, attorneys for Travis Scott have filed requests for multiple lawsuits against him to be dismissed that are connected to his Astro World Festival concert in Houston last month, in which 10 people died following a massive crowd surge. In six filings made by Scott's team on Monday in Harris County District Court that were obtained by NBC News, he issued general denial of the claims by multiple individual concertgoers and requested that the lawsuits be dismissed with prejudice, which means they cannot be brought again. Um, the responses obtained by NBC News are to civil lawsuits filed by plaintiffs Joseph Ferguson, Jordan Badura, Kaya Redis, Nathaniel Chapa, Christian Guzman, and Bagu Shahani. 11 responses in all were filed, 6 of which were obtained by NBC News. Shahani is the father of Barty Shahani, a 22-year-old Texas A&M University student who died from injuries sustained at the show. It was the first concert she had ever attended. Monday's legal filings come in the wake of hundreds of lawsuits stemming from Scott's concert on November 5th at NRG Park, in which 10 people died and hundreds were injured in the stampede after a massive surge toward the stage. A lawsuit seeking more than 750 million was filed on behalf of at least 125 victims last month, and nearly 200 people filed 93 lawsuits through civil rights attorney Ben Crump that Crump said target both Scott and promoter Live Nation. So the 750 million suit lists Scott the rapper, Drake, who joined Scott halfway through the concert, Apple Music, which was streaming the festival, and others as defendants. Scott's attorneys maintain he is not legally liable, and sources close to Scott previously told NBC News that he was not aware of the deadly crush in the crowd while performing. A Houston Chronicle investigation of the tragic night cited a lack of communication between festival management and first responders and inadequate training of security personnel at the show, which went on for about an hour after the deadly surge started, according to police. Um, Houston Fire um, Department Chief Samuel Pena said on Today last month that Scott should have tried to stop the show when the crowd surge began. Scott has offered to cover the funeral costs for those who died at the show, as well as providing free mental health services to those affected by the tragedy. However, multiple families of the victims have rejected Scott's offer to pay for the funerals, including the family of 14-year-old John Hilgert. Um, the Hilgerts are not about to allow someone else to pay for their son's funeral, attorney Richard Mithoff told NBC News last week. It was one of the last things they could do for their son, but of all the things this case is about, this is the least of the family's concern. The Hilgerts are set on making change and making sure this never happens again. A motion was filed last week with the Texas Supreme Court's panel on multi-district litigation to consolidate approximately 275 lawsuits involving 2,500 plaintiffs or potential plaintiffs against Scott and the venue before a single judge. According to Variety, the motion was filed by attorneys on both sides of the cases. Okay. Um, Okay, so let's go to Chuck D as he defends Travis Scott on this one. So, um, okay. Hold on, let me take a drink for a second. Stay with me. All right. So, on Friday, November 19th, Chuck released a lengthy open letter about the disastrous event that occurred on November 5th at NRG Park in Houston. In the letter, the Fight the Power MC attempts to shut down the narrative that Travis is mostly at fault in this situation. I cannot believe we're at a point where I gotta say this out loud. Travis Scott is a performer, an act, not a concert promoter. The letter starts. He doesn't run the sound of or venues or festivals or their staff. He doesn't build stages or coordinate logistics. He's not an expert in crowd control or security or emergency medical services, but he does trust Live Nation and all the other concert promoters who are supposed to do all this. And yet, here we are, 10 deaths and counting, 10 broken families. The world is mourning. The letter continues. I'm tired of these corporations shucking their most crucial responsibility. These folks simply say rest in peace and move on. This negligence can't continue. Folks want answers. I'm not buying the young black man did it. He's being blamed for a crime while the old white man running the corpse that Travis and his fans trusted with their lives stay quiet in the shadows, counting their money and watching their stock prices go up and up. The excuse of Scott's irresponsible actions don't wash if his act had a history of that behavior. Why promote him to bigger venues? Why partner with him in the first place and let him headline a bigger audience? Live Nation controlled this show. They control almost all of the concert venues. Artists ain't speaking out Artists ain't speaking out because these same cats are already bought by these corporations. No one can say a word against them unless they want to be blacklisted and hurt their careers. Chuck went on to further call out Live Nation and urge them to take responsibility. So I am calling on Michael Rapino's entire team at Live Nation and a consortium of all the major concert promoters out there to do the right thing. Chuck added to step up and step out of the shadows to fix these situations and save lives. To stop letting one young black man take the blame, the hate, the fall. We don't know everything that happened or exactly what failed, but concert promoters have all the power to make the changes to keep everyone safe and alive. In closing, he wrote, Live Nation, your stock is up. The white corporate music biz keeps cashing in on black pain, trauma, and death. This has to stop. Yesterday, you are part of the problem. Grow the fuck up, fix this, and let us all live in peace. Travis Scott, along with Live Nation, has been the subject of over 100 lawsuits due to the concert, which turned fatal when a large group of people in the crowd of 50,000 began to surge forward, crushing and trampling dozens of concert goers. Investigators are still looking into the causes of the tragedy, with public outrage currently being placed on all parties involved. Travis has seemingly been doing everything in his power to try and make the situation right, including refunding all paid attendees, paying for funeral costs of those who perished, as well as therapy for those who survived the harrowing event. Live Nation has been vocal about their actions in the wake of the tragedy. Um, you know, in the wake of the tragedy, we continue to support. Hang on a minute. All right, we continue to support and assist local authorities in their ongoing investigations, so that both the fans attended the who attended and their families can get answers they want and deserve. And we will address all legal matters at the appropriate time. A rep for the company said earlier this month. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Look, as I read the comments last week, right? Hold on a second. As I read the comments last week, there were some people who were just basically saying that that of course Travis Scott didn't have any idea. He's not the promoter. He's not the promoter. He's the artist. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but that doesn't excuse the 10 fatalities that happened, which I kind of understand. And you can't expect him to hide. You can't expect Travis Scott to hide forever. He's a music artist, for crying in the fucking mud. Like, y'all try to. There's some people who try to pigeonhole music artists and stuff like that. Try to make make them feel like that this is their fault. But as far as security, they weren't really trained or whatever. But you know what? It is what it is, man. I mean, he's human. You know what I mean? And what Chuck D was saying, what he was trying to say in the letter is that he's human. And of course, Live Nation should take responsibility and stuff like that, of course. But that's not gonna bring anybody back though, man. Money's not gonna bring anybody back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really put money over a person's life. You know what I'm saying? You can't put a band-aid off for this shit, man. I mean, you know what I mean? Look, you know, as soon this is going to be a wait and see. So we'll see what happens with this story. I'll stay on top of this. So there you have it. Um, let me go to the next topic right here, man, and lighten this shit up. All right, we're gonna lighten some shit up. So, in other news, the other day, as I'm watching TV, and I'm hearing that I'm hearing that there's a fucking cream cheese shortage. This is what's happening here, right? Um, we're gonna talk about this, man. Look, Zabar's is running low. Tompkins Square Bagels is down to the sticks. Pick a Bagel has only a few days supply left. All over New York City, bagel makers say a a smear shortage is threatening one of the most treasured local delicacies. A fresh bagel with cream cheese. This is bad. This is very bad, said Pedro Aguilar, a manager at the Pick a Bagel chain, which has several Manhattan locations. On Friday afternoon, Mr. Aguilar said he had only enough cream cheese to last until Monday. Nick Pata, who has worked at Absolute Bagels on the Upper West Side for 11 years, said his usual supplier in Queens had run out of the shop's go to cream cheese brand for the first time that he could remember. We went this week and the shelves were empty, he said. Supply chains issued the plague the United States for months, causing uh, scarcities of everything from cars to running shoes. In Alaska, residents are struggling to acquire winter coats. Now, New York's bagel purveyors are starting to feel the effects in a sudden and surprising developments. Um, of course, um, yeah, development that has left them scrambling to find and hoard as much cream cheese as they can. Scott Goldshine, can't believe that's his name, um, the general manager at Zabar's, estimated on Friday that he had enough to last 10 days. In quote, begging is one of my plans, which I have done, and it's helped, Mr. Goldshine said, adding that he had called about 8 distributors in recent days. If anybody's got it, let them call me. New York bagel sellers go through thousands of pounds of cream cheese every few weeks. The recipe for the beloved spread, which according to the Kraft Heinz Company originated in New York sometime in the 1870s, is fairly simple: lactic acid, pasteurized milk, and cream. Many shops start their mixes with Philadelphia cream cheese, a Kraft Heinz brand, which arrives on huge pallets. The pallets are not filled with the Philadelphia cream cheese found on most grocery store shelves. The raw product that comes to bagel shops is unprocessed and unwhipped, said bagel makers, who use it as a base for their own creations. Without that base, they said that the spreads just won't taste or feel the same, and customers will notice. But for about 3 weeks now, dairy suppliers said the cream cheese orders they have placed with manufacturers have come up short. End quote. I've never been out of cream cheese for 30 years, said Joseph Yema, the owner of F&H Dairies in Brooklyn, New York, a dairy product distributor for many of the city's bagel shops. There's no end in sight. In interviews with owners and workers at about 20 bagel shops and delis across the city, many said they were frazzled, frustrated, and rushing to find cream cheese after learning about the shortage in the past few days. Absolute Bakers has enough cream cheese to last until Thursday, Mr. Pattis said. But employees at his typical supplier told him they could not confirm when the next shipment would come in. Although he planned to check with other suppliers in the Bronx and Queens, he was still alarmed by what he was hearing. If we cannot find cream cheese, I worry now. We are we going to what are we going to do? Mr. Pattis said. Several customers at Absolute Bagels on Friday said that if cream cheese were not available, they would be less likely to order a bagel at all. Probably not, no, said one James Giaquinto. His reasoning: that's an essential part of the bagel. Um, um, the first cracks in the supply chain started showing several months ago. Some shop owners said that when they started to run low on items like deli wrappers, Gatorade, and coffee cup lids, it's been very weird things and always the same story, Christopher. Um, Pugliese, the owner of Tompkins Square Bagels in the East Village, said, all of us behind the scenes, when you go into the shops, um, we're all struggling to patch things together. Mr. Pugliese said he gotten a call from his dairy supplier Thursday night telling him that the 800-pound order he was expecting on Friday would not be arriving. Wow. Sheesh. I was like, what am I going to do this weekend? Mr. Pugliese said. 4 people just told me they can't get me cream cheese. At the calling for other distributors, he said he finally got his hands on a case, except that instead of the usual giant bag of cream cheese, the box was filled with individually wrapped 3-pound sticks. Some bagel shop owners are taking their cream cheese scavenging across state lines. On Friday afternoon, Mr. Frank Matera, an owner of Bagel Smith in Brooklyn's Williamsburg neighborhood, said he planned to drive to New Jersey to pick up 2,000 pounds of cream cheese himself. Mr. Matera said he had been forced to go that route in recent weeks to meet the demand for the thousands of bagels his shop sells each day without raising prices. Um, I'll jump in my truck and I'll drive to northern New Jersey and pick it up, but I usually wouldn't have to go that far, he said. You make a phone call and it's dropped off to you. And because the cream cheese that bagel stores use is in its rawest form, shop owners cannot simply supplement their stashes by running to the grocery store for a few tubs. We also don't want to keep ordering a 500 little package of cream cheese to get what we need, said Adrian Concha, the general manager at Shelsky's Brooklyn Bagels in Park Slope. Man, one supplier, Mr. Pugliese of Tompkins Square Bagel, said had told him it would be asking small dairy farmers to help fill the gaps. But Mr. Pugliese added the supplier was not optimistic that it would be able to keep up with the demand. Phil Pisano, a sales representative at Fisher Foods, one of the largest food distributors in New York State, said he had gotten hundreds of calls from panicked bagel shop owners over the past few weeks asking where there was any cream cheese left for them to sell. He has struggled to understand why the Philadelphia cream cheese coffers have suddenly run dry. You get answers across the board from every manufacturer, he said. Jenna Thornton, a Kraft Heinz spokeswoman, said in a statement that the company was seeing a spike in demand for several of its products. To accommodate the increases, she said the company had been shipping out 35% more product than last year to food service partners, including bagel shops. Um, we continue to see elevated and sustained demand across a number of categories where we compete. Miss Thornton said in a statement, as more people continue to eat breakfast at home and use cream cheese as an ingredient in easy desserts, we expect to see this trend continue. Problems have popped up at every point along the supply chain that brings cream cheese from factories to the morning bagels, Mr. Pisano said, including a labor shortage in the manufacturing sector that began at the height of the coronavirus pandemic, a lack of truck drivers because of resistance to vaccine mandates, and a scarcity of packaging supplies. Oh gosh. If someone like us orders 1,000 cases, maybe you only get a portion, Mr. Pisano said, or maybe you order a truckload and you only get a few pallets. The cream cheese shortage, he said, was also posing a challenge to bakeries. Many of expect to churn out hundreds of cheesecakes and other cream cheese based desserts for the holidays. Everyone right now on the market is scrambling to purchase whatever craft products they can, he added. It's not just cream cheese, although the shortage appears to be the largest crisis facing bagel shops at the moment. Several um several also reported new problems finding meat, an essential ingredient in many breakfast sandwiches. Kayla Kayla Raymond, A supervisor at Bow's Bagels in Harlem said the shop had recently been able to stock up on cream cheese, but was having trouble getting Taylor ham. Hmm. Last week, we started feeling the shortage, Miss Ramon said. Now, little by little, it's taking its toll on us. Barney Greengrass. Barney Greengrass. Oh shit. The popular advertising shop on the Upper West Side has been struggling to find enough pastrami and beef tongue. What? Beef tongue? Oh my gosh. Beef tongue? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Beef tongue? I never even heard of this shit before in my life. Oh shit. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Gary Greengrass, the owner, said he had heard from the bagel shop owners as far away as the Carolinas who have been unable to get cream cheese. The supply chain issues should be a wake up call for Americans who take the complicated process for granted, he said. We don't appreciate what goes behind everything to move things from the source to the store and throughout the country, Mr. Greengrass said. It remains to be seen whether the shortage will translate into higher prices or limit on orders, several shop owners said. But distributors said they did not anticipate the problem resolving itself anytime soon. Oh man, I really hope there's no price gouging going on with anything because of the cream cheese shortage. Um, that that's also a wait and see. Um, it sounds kind of silly talking about this like it's some kind of huge crisis, Mr. Um, Pugliese said. But he noted a bagel with cream cheese is a New York institution and a big deal to many of his customers. Sunday bagels are sacred, Mr. Pugliese said. I hate feeling like I let people down. Yeah, this is tough, man. This is very tough, man. I really feel bad for all those businesses that's actually scrambling and struggling to get cream cheese. So hopefully this problem gets basically solved though. And I actually been the main person to have cream cheese. Of course, I always have cream cheese with a croissant or with slices of bread, which is one of my favorites. And I feel like sometimes, you know, it's kind of hard to actually get around certain places knowing that they're out of cream cheese, which is nuts. I mean, I mean, I feel for them, man, and hopefully they'll be able to get this resolved in the next couple of days. So we'll see what happens. So this is more of a wait and see, folks. So here you go. Um, Now we are going to go to another topic right here. As we try to lighten this episode up. Hold on a minute here. Yeah, let's try to lighten this episode up though, man. Okay, we need to talk about the whole um thing with Dave Chappelle, man. We need to talk about this shit though, man. And I'm gonna say what I have to say about the whole cancel culture shit avenue in a second. So just just stay with me here. So Louis C.K. and Dave Chappelle have been nominated for Grammy Awards, despite recent controversies surrounding the two comedians. C.K.'s 2020 show, Sincerely, Louis C.K. is nominated in the Best Comedy Album category, while Chappelle's collaboration with the poet Amir um, Suleiman, 846, is up for Best Spoken Word Album, which, in other words, it involves poetry, folks. Um, An article published by the New York Times in 2018 saw five women who has worked with the comedian in some capacity claiming inappropriate behavior by CK, including that he has masturbated in front of female comedians. What? Wait, what? Okay, that that's strange, man. Wow. Wow. Anyway, man. CK then responded confirming to fans that the stories were true. Oh wow. Sincerely, Louis C.K. sees the comedian joking about the incident at a show released at a surprise special in April last year. Released last month, Chappelle's Netflix special The Closer prompted backlash from the LGBTQ community for comments deemed transphobic. In the wake of controversy, Netflix then fired an employee for leaking information about the special. Yesterday, Tara Field, a former Netflix engineer who organized a company-wide walkout in light controversy, resigned. Stars such as Elliot Page, Queer Eyes, Jonathan Van Ness, and actor J- Jamie all voiced their support for the walkout. Marilyn Manson, who faces several accusations of sexual assault, has also received a nomination. He is up for Album of the Year for his role as both a featured artist and songwriter on Kanye West's Donda. He has denied the allegations. In a recent interview with Rap, the Recording Academy's CEO Harvey Mason Jr. addressed the controversial nominees, saying that the Grammys won't restrict the people who can submit their material for consideration. We won't look back at people's history. We won't look at their criminal record. We won't look at anything other than the legality within our rules of is this recording for this work eligible based on the date and other criteria. If it is, they can submit for consolidation. No, consideration to be exact. Sorry. He continued, what we will control is our stages, our shows, our events, our red carpets. We'll take a look at anyone who is asking to be a part of that, asking to be in attendance, and we'll make our decisions at that point. But we're not going to be in the business of restricting people from submitting their work for our voters to decide on. Exactly. Exactly. I definitely agree with this. And also Kevin Hart chimed in on this as well. Um so Kevin Hart says far too many comedians have a competitive crab in the barrel mentality, but Dave Chappelle is an exception. Hart defended Chappelle in his controversial Netflix special The Closer in his new interview with the New York Times. The Ride Along star described his close friend as a brother and said Chappelle has been a supporter of the LGBTQ community, despite criticism that the Chappelle Show stars' comments in The Closer were homophobic and transphobic. That man don't have a hateful bone in his body, and I don't say that because he's hypothetical. It's hypothetical. I say that because I know him. Hart said, I know his world. I know that he embraces the LGBT plus community because he has friends who are close to him from that community. I know that his kids understand equality, fair treatment, love. I know that his wife embeds that in their kids. I know why people embrace him. He's a good dude. Chappelle has been on the hot seat since The Closer began streaming on Netflix October 5th. The Emmy winning comic sparked anger for his comments about the LGBTQ plus community, particularly transgender individuals, when he made comments like gender is a fact. Every human being in this room, every human being on earth had to pass through the legs of a woman to be on earth. The special includes a mention of Hart, who lost his job hosting the 2019 Academy Awards amid controversy over resurfaced homophobic tweets. Hart told the Times he understands what Chappelle's going through. The difference in what I went through, I learned a lesson in ego. My ego blinded to me, where I couldn't see what the real thing was about. Hold on, folks. Okay. My ego had me thinking, you want me to apologize. I already did. This is 10 years ago. Why are you asking like this is me? Now, when I said these things, he said, Hart has been making the interview rounds to promote his Netflix limited series, True Story. The drama series co stars Wesley Snipes and marks Hart's first dramatic television role. As for Chappelle, Hart insists his friend's comments in the closer has been misinterpreted. With Dave, I think the media have an amazing way of making to what they want a narrative to be. Within this conversation attached to Dave, nobody's hearing what his attempt is. He said they're hearing a narrative that's been creative. Everybody needs to calm Everybody needs to calm down off the soapbox and get a place of solution. Despite calls for Netflix to remove the closer from the platform, which it has not, and a walkout at the Netflix offices in Hollywood, Hart believes efforts to cancel Chappelle have gone too far. Yes, I agree. I actually talked about this, man. I even did an episode not too long ago, in episode 15 called Cancel Culture Avenue. Um, that this whole can't listen, the whole cancel culture shit is really it's really damaging people's characters and ruining the lives of people's careers and shit, man. So I just it just baffles me to actually hear what Dave Chappelle's going through and the misinterpretation and the misconceptions that some people like to twist people's words and stuff. So it is what it is. It's just crazy to me, man. And I'm gonna make my verdict on the whole cancel culture thing, and after I do Donell Rawlings. Um, okay. Um, yeah, you can find a joke tasteful or distasteful, he said. If you are a supporter of a performer, then you are probably okay with whatever is happening. And if you are not a fan, you are infuriated and you are outraged, rightfully so. You have every right to be. You also have a right to not support it. But the energy that's put into wanting to change or end someone, it's getting out of hand. And And of course, there's somebody else that's actually defending Dave Chappelle. So I'm gonna actually talk about Donell Rawlings. All right. Um. Okay. Defend Dave Chappelle. Okay. All right. Um. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Um. Of course, Donell Rawlings, one of the friends of Dave Chappelle. One of Dave Chappelle's best pals says most people don't understand the closer or the controversy surrounding it, nor do they get what people who are defending him really mean. Of course, this is what he had to say, and um, of course, check out what Donald Rollins had to say at LAX. Yeah, let's get into what he said. DR believes folks are misconstruing misconstruing all this backing because, as he put it, most of us speaking out on behalf of Dave Chappelle are not necessarily co-signing on his POV, but rather sticking up for freedom of speech and artists' rights. At least that's what Donell took from Jay saying the closer made him cringe at times, but that's what great art makes you do sometimes. It's a pretty interesting point he's making, and he adds that despite all the controversy, Dave is in great spirits right now. Darnell goes so far as to call it the happiest point of Chappelle's life. That seemed pretty clear based on DC's face when we got him out in Hollywood last month, just as the closer buzz was starting to take off. As you know, Chappelle has said he's struggling to find distribution for his new Untitled documentary film due to the closer backlash, but Donnell gives it a plug and explains why it's more important than ever for people to see it, especially the haters. Yeah, they all got a point. I have to say they really all got a point. Um all right, this is my take on this whole fucking cancel culture shit, man. And I'm gonna actually, say this. Look, man, this whole cancel culture bullshit is so corny and whack. All right, this whole notion to cancel somebody based on what they said and whatnot, and to bring up past mistakes and stuff like that. It's like, come on, man. How about letting people grow, man? And you know what I'm saying? All you motherfuckers want to judge somebody based on what they said or whatever. Look, even a streamer who I was actually watching not too long ago said that comedy is therapeutic when it comes to the sake of our mental health. You know what I mean? And I have to agree because you have to understand something, man. You can't be offended about every single thing. Like, come on. Let's be serious, man. You mean to tell me you're gonna be overly sensitive over what someone said and shit like that? Look, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something to the people that are comedians right now. Look, you're not gonna be able to please and cater and satisfy everybody to make them happy. There's gonna be those who are gonna be happy and those that are not. So the ones that's not happy or whatnot, you just leave them the fuck behind. Okay? Being a comedian in comedy and entertainment is part of art. This is art, man. This is also a freedom of speech. Like, why are y'all trying to put censorship on everything? It's like you're taking laughter away from people, and you don't want to do that, because if you do that, you're gonna end up regretting for the rest of your life for what you did to what you did to this poor man Dave Chappelle, and of course Kevin Hart as well, and along with other comedians. Like, cut it out, man. And as I name this title of episode 94, I say that cancel culture avenue is done, finito, finito, and eliminated. Stop talking about this cancel culture bullshit, because it's not going to solve anybody's problems. All right? I'm done with this. I'm off this subject. All right. All right, hold on, folks. Let me just do this. I forget. All right, hold on. One second. All right. Now we're going to talk about another subject. This has to do with let me see. What else? What else can we talk about here? Um yeah, I guess we could go on to things to do. So before I even get into things to do, let's go over some new stuff for Christmas. Since this is the month of Christmas, so this is pertaining to where you can see Santa in New York City 2021 in person or virtual. Okay? All right, so let's get into this. Um for, um oh boy. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Here we go. For all New York families celebrating Christmas, one of the many activities you have on your list is to have your kids visit Santa Claus. Due to the pandemic, many spots were not offering Santa visits last year, but now there are many ways to see Santa in New York City, both in person and virtually. So whether you decide to see Santa IRL or want to stay away from the crowds and see him in the front of home, we have all the spots to see Santa in 2021. So, of course, you have multiple locations. Okay, so from December 10th to the 12th, known as NYC's one stop Christmas destination, Greg's Trees is offering a couple of different opportunities to spend time with Santa. On December 10th, join Santa at the Springs location to wait reefs, take pictures, and watch a spectacular light show. On December 11th, McCarran Park, and December 12th, ABC Playground. Bring the family to take a photo with Santa that you can cherish forever. Of course, Macy's Santaland, Midtown South, or virtual. Of course, located in 151 West 34th Street, New York 10001. Now through December 24th. Explore the magical Christmas village at Macy's Santaland, while also getting time to visit Santa. Since Santaland is expected to be a crowd favorite this year, families are asked to make a reservation to see Santa online in advance so your kids will have time to tell Santa about their Christmas list and, of course, to get an adorable picture. Macy's also offers a new interactive digital experience for those who would prefer to meet Santa virtually. Santa Claus is coming to Estuary, Brooklyn Bridge Park. 159 Bridge Park Drive, Brooklyn, New York, on 11201, Sunday, December 12th. Santa will be making a stop at Estuary this year. Bring your kids to their heated patio to take pictures with Santa, socially distant, and enjoy a complimentary cup of hot chocolate from Ebb and Flow Bakery. Visitors will also have the opportunity to enter a raffle that could win you some fun prizes. Tickets are $5, and it's a minimum of $25 to enter the raffle. Santaland at Bloomingdale's, Midtown East, 59th Street, and Lexington Avenue, New York 10022. Weekends through Friday, December 24th. The big man has arrived at Bloomingdale's. On the sixth floor, you will be able to make an appointment to visit Santa. Your kids will get a 20-minute session and you will be able to take a complimentary picture in front of the North Pole or the new South Pole background, excuse me. To make a reservation, call the store's visitor center. And you have the holiday time in Paleyland with Santa, Midtown West, 25 West 52nd Street, New York 10019. Select dates from Sunday, December 5th to Friday, December 24th. Um, After being closed for almost 2 years, the Paley Center's Museum of Television and Radio is putting together a festive holiday celebration. Your kids will be able to pose with Santa and get a perfect Christmas picture. Once all the photos have been taken, families can enjoy caroling, watching a model train show, or attend a holiday meet and greet with characters. Children under 12 are free, and tickets for parents are $20. Santa Claus at the Plaza, Midtown East, 5th Avenue at Central Park South, New York, New York, 10022. Select dates in December. During December, you and kids can attend breakfast or afternoon teas events at the plaza where you can meet Santa. Guests who are staying at the hotel are invited to story time with Santa in the Rose Club. North Pole Express, Midtown West. Select dates through Sunday, January 2nd. The Top View sightseeing bus will be spreading some holiday cheer this year with the help from Santa Claus. During the North Pole Express experiences, your kids will be able to take a ride to the North Pole as well as take part in caroling, fun activities, and of course, spending time with Santa. The Queens Center Mall, Amherst, Queens. 9015 Queens Boulevard, aka the Boulevard of Fatalities, Queens, New York, 11373, now through December 24th, which is Christmas Eve. Throughout the month of December, you will have the opportunity to meet with Santa at the Queens Center Mall. Whether you are looking to get a picture of your kids with Saint Nick or they would just like to say hello. Queen Center offers free visits and photo packages. To make sure everyone has a chance to meet Santa, reservations are strongly recommended. Where to see Santa virtual for 2021, you ask? Santa Club Virtual. Santa visited over 15,000 children in 2020, and this year is going to be no exception. Santa Clubs offers different packages where you can have a live video conversation with Santa, and it can be personalized for up to 3 children. Space is limited, so make sure to reserve your package now. Live video call with the clauses virtual. Um, Live coming from North Pole, Santa and Mrs. Claus are taking Zoom calls from your children this year. Your kids can spend 10 minutes on the phone with the couple and talk about all things Christmas. Parents can even give them information about their kids to have more to talk about. Wow, this is interesting. This is very interesting. And another subject that's very interesting I like to go to in regards to Christmas. This has to do with um let's see. This has to do with Governor's Island. Here we go. Um of course, Trust for Governor's Island launches Park's first public winter season with the added fun of a winter village. Uh-huh. Um, of course, um, since its official opening to the public in 2005, Governor's Island has become a welcome summer retreat for. Um, Hang on a second. Yeah, it has become a welcome summer retreat for tourists and Manhattan natives alike. Located in the heart of New York Harbor, the island has evolved into a world of its own, transporting its inhabitants away from the concrete urban jungle and into a lush emerald colored oasis. In previous years, the island was only accessible to visitors from May to October. However, following a recent announcement made by the Trust for Governors Island, for the very first time, the Haven will now open to visitors from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. year round, 7 days a week, starting December 17th. Additionally, the Trust has transformed the island's historic colonels, co- yeah, 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 Colonel's role into a spectacular season attraction called Governor's Island Winter Village. These the stately brick mansions of Colonel's Row um, have quietly resided on Governor's Island since their construction in the post Civil War era and offer breathtaking scenery that you don't find anywhere else in New York City, said the president and CEO of the Trust for Governors Island, Claire Newman. Not to be confused with Newman with Seinfeld, folks. I know what you're thinking. Oh man. Oh yeah. Soon this once desolate area of the island will be roaring with crowds of friends and families chomping at the bit to indulge in the festive amenities and experience the holiday wonderland for themselves. From ice skating to hot chocolate by the fire, the Governor's Island Winter Village will provide visitors of all ages with plenty of cold weather fun and festivities while serving as an amazing kickoff to our inaugural winter season, said Newman. Oh, shit. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Not only the not only the island have a 5,000 square foot ice skating rink, but it will also be laden with a variety of other activities, including lawn games like cornhole. Oh shit, corn. Oh man, hold on. Can jam and giant Jenga. Hold on, let's look at cornhole for a second. Hold on. Let's look at cornhole for a second. Um, okay. What is cornhole? Okay. So, for those of you who may not know what cornhole is a game in which small bags filled with dried corn are tossed at the target. It is consisting of an inclined wooden platform with a hole at one end. Why does that remind me of Holy Moly and Wipeout? Oh shit! Oh man! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, man! I had to laugh, man. I needed to laugh at this shit, though, man. Like this is something that I needed, man. I needed to get my mind off of the heavy shit, though, man. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. Um, so bike and sled rentals and and even a retired Coast Guard era fire truck that acts as the perfect complement to a holiday themed photo op. On top of the activities, the trust has also garnered the New York City staple Joe Coffee. Joe Coffee. I can't believe that's his name. Oh man, this is fucking laughable, folks. So, so just bear with me, man. Oh man. Oh man. For those coffee connoisseurs and the culinary talents of little Evas who will be unveiling a new seasonal menu with mouth-watering food and drink options such as vegan chili, fish, and chips, and even more. Um, if that wasn't enough as a special treat, the Winter Village will also will host an array of food trucks on weekends, rounding out all the classic holiday comforts that you could ever need. Whether you are enjoying a hot beverage over a roaring fire or admiring the holiday light display, um, executive director of the Friends of Governors Island, Merritt excuse me, um, Birnbaum, um, believes that there is no better way to enjoy a charming winter afternoon than the Winter Village. Governor's Island is already New York City's favorite destination for fun and sun, she said. And we look forward to welcoming visitors to experience a whole new season of activities in this special place. The village's biggest attraction, the skating rink, will be open to the public from noon to 5 p.m. on Fridays and from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. And Saturdays, according to the Governor's Island website, the rink will also host events and free admission Fridays, with entrance fees waived for all visitors every Friday. Of course, Governor Island Trust offers ferry services to the island 7 days a week from the Battery Maritime Building on 10 South Street in Lower Manhattan. Round trip ticket costs $3 for adults and are free for seniors 65 and over, children 12 and under, NYCHA residents, ID NYC holders, former and active military service members, and for everyone on weekends before noon, according to the governor's island website. Ferry reservations and schedules, as well as updates, can, well, excuse me, for expanded ferry services can be found at this website, govisland.org/ferry. All right. We are so excited to welcome all New Yorkers to the first public winter season on Governor's Island, said Newman. Oh man. Oh man. I ain't gonna forget. I'm not gonna forget that one episode. Oh man. And every episode when Newman is over there and that shit is funny, man. Oh man. This Winter Village will provide visitors with an amazing backdrop, great activities, and a wonderful activities for winter fun. So there you go. Sorry for laughing, folks. But this is so laughable. Every time I see the person's last name is Newman, which reminds me of Seinfeld. I'm pretty sure you guys probably remember Seinfeld when the guy who plays Newman. I'm pretty sure you guys remember that shit too, man. That shit is funny, man. Oh man, that's funny, man. I really needed this shit after the heavy story that I had to talk about in the beginning of the show of mental check-in a few minutes ago. But like I said, man, we all need healing. We all need healing and energy and laughter, and for the sake of our mental health. So before I continue with the last one, I'm gonna take this drink so I can actually, be hydrated. And I usually have a drink whenever I need to take a sip so I don't choke on my saliva and stuff, in case you guys are wondering. Um it's better to have a little drink with you so you don't have to worry about, being thirsty in the long run. So there you have it. Our last and final subject of episode 94 is regarding Dante Park. Okay, so the title is Dante Park Lights Up Christmas in Lincoln Square. Here we go. Okay, droves of local Manhattanites filed into Lincoln Square Monday evening to help ring in the neighborhood tree lighting. More than just a December 7th Christmas event, the large adorned tree in Dante Park served as the symbol of a community comeback story. For the Lincoln Square Business Improvement District, the importance of a public holiday celebration cannot be understated. With last year's tree commemoration being non existent and performances at the adjacent Lincoln Center canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this year's tree lighting looked to illuminate the way for a long awaited recovery with the promise of more to come. As you can see on the website, which is, you can see the pictures on the website, which is www.amnewyork.com/entertainment/ Dante Parks lights up Christmas in Lincoln Lincoln Square. All right. So um festive stilt walkers and jugglers entertained arriving spectators who pulled up chairs and rested on railings to observe the tree ignite with light. Keeping them entertained while they waited, a musical band sounded off a host of seasonal tunes with the iconic Lincoln Center serving as a sparkling backdrop and the 30-foot con-color fir imported from upstate. The tree had been decorated with ballet ballet shoes to exemplify the area's iconic Metropolitan Opera House and also garnished with star-shaped ornaments that were designed by community members in partnership with Color Me Mine Upper West Side, a small business and pottery studio. Um, it's great to see everyone out here tonight. I want to thank everyone for coming to our little sort of town square here at Lincoln Square. Manhattan Borough Commissioner of New York City Department of Parks and Recreation, William Castro, said, "This is the time of year, of course, when we all want to come together and count our blessings and remember what the year was and the good things that have also happened and look forward to the new year. It's a tough time, but we're gonna get through it. We've gotten through it. We're gonna keep on keeping on." After a small speech, the gathered crowd cheered as the president of the Lincoln Square Business Improvement District, Monica Blum, called out, in quote, "We are ready to count down." And within a matter of seconds, the tree glimmered with rich light. The theme of recovery isn't going to end with the tree lighting, however. It was also announced that every Wednesday throughout December, a series of pop-up performances will feature local singers, dancers, carolers, and more to celebrate the return of culture. And there you have it, man. And that's the way to end an episode, man. For things to do um for Christmas in Manhattan, Lincoln Center, no, Lincoln Square to be exact. And all the stuff to do. I'm gonna do another piece about some more things to do throughout December, hopefully in a future episode or the episode after. So um there you have it. There you have it. And that's gonna be it for hold on a sec. Hold on a minute here. Um yeah, and that's gonna do it, man. That's gonna do it for episode 94. You like what you heard in today's episode or any previous episodes whatsoever, be sure to show some love by making a charitable donation to my Cash App, which is $G Money Stacks 555. That's capital G, lowercase MONEY, capital S, lowercase TACKZ 555. All right. Once again, it's not about breaking the bank, folks. It's all about doing what you can or and what you can and whatever amount you are able to afford. So don't beat yourself up because you don't have a lot of money. You don't need a lot of money to actually show support in somebody in chasing their dreams in podcasting, okay? So don't beat yourself up, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all about you doing your best. Anyway, man, you want to know where you can follow the show, folks? Listen, you can follow the show on Facebook and Instagram, all in one word, which is Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Podcast. That's Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, alongside with my other shows, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast. Make sure you follow my other show page, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast Review Show, of course. And make sure you follow me on the gram as well, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. And a reminder, make sure you turn your notifications on Instagram, all right, for more updates when I'm going to be on Instagram live again on IGTV and stuff. And of course, don't forget to follow me on my other handle, which is 17 Live at G Money Stacks Queens, New York. That's 17 Live at G Money Stacks Queens, New York. All right. So there you have it. Now we're gonna turn into let me see. We're gonna go to I want to go to a segment that I created. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna go into a segment that I created. Let's see. I'm gonna go to hold on a second, guys. This is a segment that I created I think yesterday. I think it's called here we go. It's stream choices on the go, all right? There you go. That's stream choices on the go. Hold on a minute. That's not what I wanted to do. In this segment of stream choices on the go, of course you're gonna have some streaming platforms on the go that I will discuss actually. But let me break it down to you before I even get into it though. You know what I mean? So um if you are on either my personal page, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York, or the show's page Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast, you're gonna see a link that says Linktree/G Money Stacks 555. What you want to do is click on there, and you're going to see a whole list of all your streaming platforms on the go that I am going to discuss right about now. All right. Um, so here we go. You can listen to the episodes on Anchor. We are on Audio Burst, Audacity. We are on Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Play FM, Pocket Cast, Podorama, Podbay, Podfriend. We are also on Podopolo, Podcast Addict. We are on Podchaser. Don't forget to go to the two links, Podchaser and Podfriend, so you can give a 5-star rating. Um, Even though you don't have anything to say on there, a 5-star rating will be appreciated. We are also on Reason FM. We are on Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, plus Alexa Radio, Google Podcasts. And don't forget to listen to Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast on Amazon Music. We are on Radio Public, which I didn't realize we were on there, so I just added that to this link tree. Um, so Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the number one app for music, radio, and podcasts, and last but not least, the YouTube. Go grab the subscribe button on the YouTube channel page, G Money Stacks 555. Be sure to enable alerts along with the notification bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream, alongside with leaving a like and a comment with the topics and episodes. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Share the podcast. No, excuse me. Share the videos alongside with the episodes. And make sure you download your favorite episodes. Tell a friend to another friend. And of course, be sure to share the podcast along with the audio stream platforms, plus the link that says Linktree/ G Money Stacks 555, where I actually just went over the audio streaming platforms on the go. So you guys check out the streaming platforms, especially the ones that's already added, like Podo Polo and of course Radio Public. You know what I mean? And another thing I want to say before I even get up out of here, though, man, I already addressed the whole mental health thing, so I'm actually gonna go to some free game for you guys that want to start a podcast. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. Um, Here's what we're gonna do right here. If you don't mind. Now, if you have a dream on starting a podcast and you would like to create a podcast show like I'm doing right now with 3 shows under my belt whatsoever, don't worry, I got your back and I will help you and guide you on the equipment that you need and other things. All right. So, first and foremost, the important equipment that you need to start a podcast show is you need headphones. You also need a microphone. You also need a laptop or computer, whichever you have, to do your live streams and stuff will actually work. So don't worry about that one right there. Also, you also need you. It's optional if you want to get an audio programming where you can edit your audios, recordings, and stuff like that. That's optional. Um, when you are creating an episode, no, actually, when you are creating a name of a show, you want it to represent you. You don't want to actually come up with something that's people already heard before. You want to come up with something that nobody has ever heard before. So I figured I just give y'all a helping hand on some free game. And also a software that I would like to recommend to you guys that are newcomers of the podcast world that would like to start a podcast show like I'm doing is a software that I'm using called StreamYard. Now, first and foremost, before I even get into what StreamYard is, for those of you who may not know what's going on, we are live and direct on StreamYard and YouTube alongside with my Instagram live handle right here for my podcast page show, Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast, of course. And as for software, it is StreamYard is a software that gives you the creation tools on, creating banners like, talking points, you segments, you have, banners that you see scrolling across the screen right here and the name of the show that you see right here on your screen. And also um, you also have, you know, a way for you to create a banner for your websites, your social media handles where people can follow you, as far as like the link trees, as far as like the stream platforms, as far as anything else goes. Um, you want to, make sure you actually inform where people could follow you, where people could actually find your shows, and the link in the bio of the Instagram pages that I just mentioned, and and of course, you can create your own brand here, actually. And the reason why I'm recommending StreamYard is because of the fact that, Zoom sometimes be having audio issues and stuff like that. And, you know, another thing that I like about StreamYard is that you get to send links to people to invite to your live chat, whether it's for interviews, conversations for one of your episodes, live streams or whatever and stuff like that, so you can actually get an idea on the topics and stories that I'm going to cover and stuff like that. Hopefully by next year I'll be able to do more of trying to invite some people to the live stream of the shows that I'm doing. And we'll see what happens in 2022, man. So and yeah, so that was your StreamYard recommendation. And if you like, you can go download the Anchor app or go check out the website anchor.fm so you can get yourself a head start. All right. Now, hold on a minute here. Let me just do this real quick. Hold on. Hold on a minute. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Hold on a sec. Let me see how much time I have. Yeah. That's not what I meant to press, but wait a minute here. All right. I did press something. Hang on a minute, guys. Created another one actually. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on a minute. Oh, here we go. All right. As a reminder, make sure you tune in to new episodes of Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast on YouTube Wednesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 10 p.m. All right, and also you can tune into my other show, which is the review show Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, Mondays and Tuesdays at 6 p.m. and Thursdays at 9 p.m. and my sports show, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant podcast, which is the Sports Edition Show podcast. Make sure you actually tune into that on Sundays at 6 p.m. All right. Now, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who actually got a chance to tune into the show. I really appreciate every single one of you. And I know in the beginning of the recording has been a little heavy and shit like that. But it's like, we all go through things in life, man, whether it's a loss or whatever. And I think the moral of the story is, as I said earlier, man, everybody grieves differently. So, you know what I mean? But also, you always want to actually find light at the end of the tunnel. Because at the end of the day, you want to look for something that's very therapeutic. And that's why laughter is the best medicine. That's why I believe laughter is the best medicine, because it's about the sake of your well-being and your mental health. So there you have it, right there. So there you have it. Anyway, man, that's gonna do it for me. I'm G Money Stacks. Thank you very much for tuning in and rocking with me. I hope you guys stay safe. Hope you guys wash your hands with your water and soap, along with your hand sanitizer. Make sure you have your water alongside with your Gatorade, for electrolytes and energy. And yeah. And by the way, man, don't let anybody stop you from achieving your goals and dreams. Eat those haters like those garbage burgers and picture them as pound cakes and eat them up like this. And by the way, I want to remind the new podcasters that wants to start a podcast is that podcasting is not about pleasing the people that's listening to you and watching. Those things are partially important, but you have to know that it's all about your thoughts and talks, your opinions and facts of what you think about the topics and subjects at hand. You know what I'm saying? And you can't cater to everybody and please everyone to make them happy. Some people are not going to be pleased or whatever, but that's on them. So, so, you know, just eat them up. Yeah, I appreciate every one of you. Thank you very much. G Money Stacks clocking out. I hope you guys enjoy your night. Stay safe. Peace and one love. And have a good night.